Do you remember the last time you felt truly comfortable clearing your throat in public? For millions of Americans over 60, that simple act has become a source of quiet shame and social anxiety. Every morning brings the same ritual: the persistent cough, the thick mucus that seems to come from nowhere, and the constant need to clear your throat that makes you feel self-conscious around family and friends. What most people don't realize is that this isn't just about getting older or having allergies. There's a hidden battle happening inside your body that doctors rarely explain, and it's stealing more than just your comfort. It's robbing you of confidence at dinner tables, making you avoid conversations, and creating a wall between you and the people you love most. The truth is, your body is sending you a clear message about changes happening in your throat, sinuses, and even your stomach that most people never connect to that morning mucus. But here's what I've discovered after helping hundreds of people just like you. This daily struggle isn't something you have to live with forever. In the next few minutes, I'm going to show you exactly why your body keeps producing this mucus, reveal the surprising nighttime habit that might be making it worse, and share the simple, natural steps that can help you wake up clear and confident again. The solution is simpler than you think, and it starts with understanding what your body is really trying to tell you. Number 1, the changes happening inside your nose and throat. Have you ever wondered why your throat feels different now than it did 20 years ago? There's something happening inside your nasal passages that nobody talks about, but millions of Americans over 60 experience every single day. The tiny hairs in your nose, called cilia, are like little brooms that sweep mucus away from your throat. But as the years pass, these faithful workers slow down and the tissues around them start to dry out. This isn't your imagination, and it's not something you did wrong. It's simply what happens when our bodies age, just like hair turning gray or skin becoming more delicate. But here's what makes it frustrating. When those nasal passages can't clear mucus the way they used to, everything starts backing up. That thick, stubborn mucus slides down the back of your throat while you sleep, settling there like unwelcome guests who refuse to leave. You wake up every morning with that familiar heaviness in your throat. You clear it once, twice, maybe 10 times before breakfast. You feel embarrassed when your grandchildren visit because you're constantly coughing. You avoid phone calls in the morning because your voice sounds rough and thick. Some days, you wonder if other people notice, and the worry makes you want to stay home rather than face the world. But here's the truth that can change everything. Your body is simply asking for a little help. When you use a humidifier in your bedroom, you're giving those dried-out passages the moisture they crave. When you elevate your head while sleeping, you're helping gravity work with you instead of against you. A simple glass of warm water with lemon each morning can thin that stubborn mucus and make it easier to clear. The moment you start listening to what your body needs, you'll discover that this daily struggle doesn't have to define your mornings anymore. Number 2, the silent enemy that strikes while you sleep. What if I told you that your stomach might be causing your throat problems? Most people think of heartburn as a burning chest pain, but there's another kind of acid reflux that moves like a thief in the night. Silent reflux sends stomach acid creeping up into your throat without any warning signs. No burning, no pain, just the mysterious appearance of thick mucus every morning. Picture this. You're sleeping peacefully, but inside your body, a tiny valve that's supposed to keep stomach acid where it belongs starts to weaken. This happens to many of us as we age, and suddenly acid is traveling upward, irritating the delicate tissues in your throat. Your body, trying to protect itself, produces extra mucus as a shield. You wake up feeling like you're fighting a cold that never quite arrives. Patricia, a 74-year-old grandmother from Ohio, spent 2 years thinking she had allergies. Every morning brought the same ritual: thick mucus, constant throat clearing, and a voice that sounded like she'd been talking all night. Her family started commenting, and she began to feel self-conscious about something she couldn't control. The frustration was eating away at her confidence. Then Patricia discovered something that changed everything. She raised the head of her bed just 6 inches and stopped eating her evening snacks. Within 2 weeks, her mornings were different. The mucus was gone. Her voice was clear. She realized her stomach had been sending acid into her throat while she slept, and those simple changes gave her body the help it needed. The beauty of silent reflux is that once you recognize it, you have the power to stop it naturally, without a single pill. Number 3, the air you breathe is working against you. Every time you turn on your heater or air conditioner, you might be creating the very problem that's making your mornings miserable. The air inside your home, especially during winter months, becomes as dry as desert air. Your heating system pulls every drop of moisture from the air, leaving your nasal passages and throat desperate for humidity. Think about how your lips feel when you step outside on a cold, windy day. That same drying effect is happening inside your nose and throat all night long when you sleep in dry air. Your body responds by producing thick, sticky mucus to protect those delicate tissues. It's like your respiratory system is putting up a protective barrier, but that barrier becomes the very thing that makes you cough and clear your throat every morning. Frank, a 72-year-old retired teacher from Arizona, tried everything. He changed his diet, took antihistamines, even visited 3 different doctors. Nothing worked. His wife was getting frustrated with his constant throat clearing, and Frank was beginning to think this was just part of getting older. He felt defeated, like his body was betraying him. Then Frank bought a simple humidifier for his bedroom. He didn't expect much, but within 4 nights, something remarkable happened. He woke up without that familiar thickness in his throat. For the first time in months, his morning coffee tasted normal instead of fighting through mucus. The solution had been hiding in plain sight. His bedroom air was simply too dry. Sometimes the most persistent problems have the simplest solutions, waiting for us to pay attention to our environment. Number 4, the stories that sound just like yours. Dorothy couldn't make it through a conversation without clearing her throat 40 times. 40 times. She started counting because the embarrassment was overwhelming. Richard noticed his symptoms disappeared when he visited his daughter in Florida, but returned within days of coming home to dry Colorado. These aren't medical mysteries. They're everyday stories of people who discovered their morning mucus had very specific, fixable causes. The frustration these individuals faced is probably familiar to you. You wake up every day wondering if this will be the day the mucus finally goes away on its own. You've tried different foods, different sleeping positions, maybe even different pillows. Nothing seems to work consistently, and you start to believe this is just your new normal. But Dorothy made one simple change. She stopped eating dairy products after 6 in the evening and started sipping ginger tea before bed. Within 2 weeks, her throat clearing dropped from 40 times a day to maybe 4. Richard installed a humidifier and began drinking an extra glass of water each evening. His morning symptoms became a thing of the past. What both Dorothy and Richard discovered is that their bodies weren't broken or failing. Their bodies were responding normally to specific triggers: dry air, silent acid reflux, and dehydration. Once they identified and addressed these triggers, their mornings transformed. The beautiful truth is that your body is probably working exactly as it should, trying to protect you from environmental factors you have the power to change. Your morning mucus isn't a life sentence. It's a message you can learn to read and respond to with simple, natural solutions. Number 5, the hidden cost of constant throat clearing. The worst part isn't the physical discomfort. It's how this condition steals your confidence piece by piece. You start avoiding phone calls in the morning because you're embarrassed by how your voice sounds. You decline invitations to breakfast with friends because you know you'll spend the whole time apologizing for clearing your throat. What should be golden years filled with connection and joy becomes shadowed by self-consciousness about something that seems beyond your control. Many people over 60 begin to withdraw from social situations because they feel like their constant coughing and throat clearing makes them appear sick or contagious. You might have experienced this yourself. The worried looks from family members, the awkward pauses in conversations, the feeling that your body is betraying you in public. This isolation feeds on itself, making you feel older and more fragile than you actually are. The emotional weight of this condition goes far beyond physical discomfort. It affects how you see yourself, how comfortable you feel around others, and how much you participate in the life you've worked so hard to build. Some people start believing they have a serious illness, spending sleepless nights worrying about conditions that don't actually exist. But here's what changes everything. The moment you understand that your symptoms are manageable, you reclaim your power. When you realize that simple environmental changes or dietary adjustments can eliminate your morning mucus, you stop being a victim of your own body. You become someone who listens to your body's signals and responds with wisdom and care. The relief that comes from solving this puzzle isn't just physical, it's deeply emotional, restoring the confidence that allows you to fully engage with the people and activities you love. Number 6, making your home work for your health. Your living space might be the most important medicine cabinet you never knew you had. The humidity level in your bedroom, the temperature of your evening beverages, even the height of your pillow can make the difference between waking up clear or starting every day with that familiar struggle. This isn't about expensive renovations or complicated equipment. It's about making your environment work with your body instead of against it. Simple changes create profound results. A humidifier in your bedroom adds the moisture your nasal passages crave. Elevating the head of your bed by just a few inches uses gravity to keep stomach acid where it belongs. Drinking an extra glass of water each evening helps thin mucus naturally. These aren't dramatic lifestyle overhauls. They're gentle adjustments that honor the way your body has changed over time. Consider the medications you take regularly. Many common prescriptions, from blood pressure medications to antihistamines, can contribute to dryness in your throat and nasal passages. This doesn't mean you should stop taking necessary medications, but it does mean you can counteract their drying effects with increased hydration and environmental humidity. Adding a few houseplants to your living areas naturally improves air quality and humidity. Opening windows for just 10 minutes each day brings fresh air into spaces that might have become too closed and dry. These small acts of care for your environment become acts of care for your respiratory health. The goal isn't to transform your entire life, but to make thoughtful adjustments that support the natural healing your body wants to do. When your environment supports your health, your body responds with gratitude, and those morning struggles become distant memories. Number 7, reclaiming control over your own body. This isn't about accepting decline. It's about understanding that your body is constantly communicating with you, and morning mucus is simply one of those conversations. Every symptom you experience is information, not a life sentence. When you approach your health with curiosity instead of fear, you discover that many age-related changes respond beautifully to simple, natural interventions. The power to improve your mornings lies in your daily choices. The humidity in your bedroom, the timing of your evening meals, the angle of your sleep, the temperature of your morning beverages. These might seem like small details, but they add up to dramatic improvements in how you feel every single day. You're not powerless against aging. You're equipped with wisdom and experience to make choices that support your well-being. Your morning mucus has been trying to tell you something important about your environment, your evening habits, or the way your body processes food and air during sleep. Once you learn to listen to these signals, you become an active participant in your own health rather than a passive recipient of symptoms you can't control. The most beautiful part of this journey is realizing that taking care of yourself doesn't require complicated medical interventions or expensive treatments. It requires attention, patience, and the willingness to make small changes that honor the incredible machine your body has been for all these decades. You have everything you need to transform your mornings from struggle to comfort, from embarrassment to confidence, from resignation to empowerment. Your morning doesn't have to begin with that familiar struggle anymore. What we've discovered together today isn't just about mucus or throat clearing. It's about reclaiming the confidence that belongs to you. It's about understanding that your body isn't failing you. It's simply asking for your attention and care. Think about Dorothy, who went from clearing her throat 40 times a day to enjoying peaceful conversations with her family. Remember Frank, who discovered that a simple humidifier could transform months of frustration into comfortable mornings. These aren't miraculous cures or expensive treatments. They're gentle adjustments that honor the wisdom of listening to your own body. You have the power to change how you feel every single morning. A humidifier in your bedroom, elevating your head while you sleep, avoiding late evening meals, staying hydrated throughout the day. These simple acts of self-care can restore not just your physical comfort, but your social confidence and peace of mind. Your symptoms were never a sign of inevitable decline. They were your body's way of asking for help, and now you know how to respond. You can wake up tomorrow and make one small change, then another. Each adjustment brings you closer to mornings filled with comfort instead of struggle. Which of these natural solutions spoke to you most deeply today? I'd love to hear about your experience in the comments below. If this video helped you understand your morning symptoms differently, please share it with someone who might need this same hope and practical guidance. Your journey to comfortable mornings starts with the next choice you make. I'll be here next time with more ways to support your health and well-being naturally.